Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Riley here, and what I'm going to do today is I'm going to be making some dit da jiao. I've already put some of it together, and I'm going to make another half-gallon batch here, and I'm going to kind of share some of that process. So what we're making is the San Huang San modified dit da. So this is the 3 yellows, and it's modified because I'm going to add just a couple of more herbs to this formula. So the 3 yellows, for those that don't know, it's basically a liquid ice. We use this formula in place of ice as a liniment to reduce swelling and inflammation from say a fresh sprain or of the ankles, wrist, elbows. You know, if we're doing a lot of hard contact, maybe your hands get a little swollen, and you can use this simple formula for bringing that back down. This is not a training liniment like an iron palm liniment, but these herbs are oftentimes used as a base in many of those. So they're cooling herbs primarily, but they also have some blood moving properties. And again, so we use this formula instead of ice. I'm going to be making about a half a gallon in this jug. And here we go. So it's very simple. Again, the San Huang, the 3 yellows, which is the Hong Bai, Hong Jing, probably pronouncing these wrong, and Da Huang. All right, so those are the main herbs: the philodendron bark, the skull cap, the Chinese skull cap, and the rhubarb root. So let's start off with some of the Hong Jing. Right. So a half gallon of these herbs, and I'm not going to worry too hard about grinding or smashing these herbs down because I'm going to be letting it sit for a considerable amount of time. I like to let my herbs and my dit das age. I have a couple gallons of this, several years aged already, so I'm not going to be doing any heavy grinding, although maybe I'll smash up a little bit in the mortar and pestle. So that was the Hong Jing, and then the Hong Bai comes in here. So I believe this is the philodendron or philodendron. The other one that I just put in is the Chinese skull cap, and I'm putting in equal amounts, about 2 ounces of each of these, give or take. I want this to be a pretty strong formula, so I really want the ratio to be up there, nice and thick. And here's the Da Huang. So this is the rhubarb root, and this is actually one that I harvested myself wild. You can see the big chunks. And these guys, since they're still pretty thick and pretty heavy, I am going to go ahead and smash this up in the mortar just a little bit. The other one, they're pretty thin. No need to really worry too hard about it. So, what was in here last? Looks like there was some resins in there, probably frankincense and myrrh. I only use this mortar and pestle for dit da. Smash it up. It's gonna be a little bit messy, but that is what it is. All right, just take all that and turn it into a nice powder. All right, so that's the 3 yellows right there, 2 ounces of each. And now I'm going to modify, and I'm just going to kind of add a little a little to it, make it a little bit stronger, just a little bit. Not getting quite into the bruised liniments, but just building it up a little bit. And I'm going to do that with another yellow, the Jinghuang, which is the turmeric. And the turmeric root. We'll add that in. And now I'm going to break from the yellows a little bit, and I'm going to put in Honghua, which is the safflower. All right, go back and you can see this one is not my harvest, but you can go back in and you can see the video where I was growing in the spring. You can see this is a beautiful flower, kind of thorny looking, and I'm just gonna add an ounce of these extra herbs into the mix. This one's a little easier to spill. There we go. Honghua in there, and then one more, and this is back into a yellow. The the cattail pollen, Pu Hong, I believe is how you pronounce. Let me find a smaller container to weigh this out. This is a very, very fine powder. I'm just going to use my teacup actually. It's clean and dry. Tear it out and add the cattail pollen. I'm not gonna put much of this in at all. Maybe let's say a ½ ounce, which is quite a bit of pollen. So there we have the main ingredients of the modified 3 yellows that I'm using today. And the next thing to do is add some vodka. All right, so here I've got nothing fancy vodka. I don't know, I haven't tried it. I'm not really into that kind of thing too much. Midwestern organic vodka. Got a good deal on it. So that's what I'm using for my formulas today. So again, yeah, this basic formula is going to sit. Again, you let them sit the longer the better. You can use it, in a matter of weeks in a pinch if you're really on top of shaking it. There is a cooking process that you can do a slightly quicker extraction. Again, I've got a couple gallons of this already made, and I got no foreseeable need to open this particular batch that I'm making today. So I'm going the tried and true method of just bust up the herbs, weigh them out, eyeball it, cover it with vodka. Vodka is used because it's got a little bit of water. And then it's got the alcohol to preserve and do the extraction as well. So there's the lid. And you can see already it's taken some color, but it's nothing like what it's going to look like in about a year. So basic, simple, anti-inflammatory liniment. I say external use only. Hands are a little bit puffed up from, grip training or iron palm training. This is a very simple formula that can be used in conjunction to the more advanced iron palm and bruise or injury liniments. But this one is very, very good in a pinch for anything that you would think to maybe want to put ice on. You just massage it in a couple times here and there throughout the day. Good to go. That's been my experience. All right, guys, be well.